Okay, this is unbelievable. I'm standing here right next to the Great Pyramid of Giza, just outside Cairo, and there's literally a UFO circling right over the top of the pyramid right now. Look at that. It's moving slowly. It's like it's scanning the structure or something. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's definitely not a helicopter or a drone. It's completely silent except for that weird humming noise. It's hovering directly above the pyramids right now.
Sorry, I couldn't resist opening with this fake UAP clip over the Great Pyramids of Giza, which happens to be the subject of today's episode. At first glance, the clip is quite compelling, but if you take a closer look, the landscape starts to look a little too video game-like, and the narrator sounds a bit rehearsed. But I can't be absolutely sure, so I'll let you decide for yourself. So, with that out of the way, welcome back to Galactic Spirit. In today's video, we're diving into the massive discovery underneath the Giza Plateau and what it really means for disclosure. But before we get into it, let's take a look at another recent UAP sighting, which this time I suspect is real, as it was caught on March 21st, 2025 in Iraq. Let's take a look.
شنو هذا يا استاذ؟ يا سبحان الله، شيء طاير بالهواء. شنو هذا؟ الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. شنو هذا؟
هذا زمن.
شنو؟
شكل زمن هذا. تبع عليه زين.
شنو هذا؟ إيه جاي يصور. والله بيتصل شنو هذا؟ لا مو بيتصل. جاي جاي. وين؟ جاي والله. لا مو بيتصل. شنو هذا؟ ما أعرف شنو هذا. شكله شيء أحمر ومنقش. ذاكية نزل عواد تحت.
I couldn't help but notice its resemblance to another well-known UAP that's been sighted all over the world. It's called the Metapod, and also known as Jetpack Man, as it looks like a man with a jetpack flying through the air. But for a quick comparison, here's a clip of the Metapod from Janine UFO Research YouTube channel. So now let's get back to what's been found underneath the pyramid of Khafra, which is the middle of the three great pyramids of Giza. A recent report from the Redacted YouTube channel revealed that scientists using advanced radar technology discovered a hidden underground structure almost 2 kilometers long beneath the pyramids. This includes large chambers, hollow cylinders, and even what looks like basements. But here's the catch. The data was first released in 2022, so why are we just hearing about it now? According to researcher Jason Shurka, this research challenges everything we've been taught. The pyramids were not simple tombs. Their design includes advanced geometry, energetic properties, and alignments we still can't explain. And get this, their exact location matches the speed of light. Is it a coincidence or a hidden message? Let's listen to Jason, who does a great job of explaining what exactly has been found.
So why are we learning about this now, Jason?
So I'll cover both sides. I'll cover the factual side and I'll cover the side that some people may call weird, but it's important to note because there are coincidences and then there are things that just can't be coincidence. So factually what happened over here is it's called SAR data, synthetic aperture radar data. Along with that came this proprietary software that was created by one of those researchers, the Italian researchers. And the way that it works is it transforms the radar signals that they're detecting into something called photonic information. Now, the simple way of explaining that is it tracks vibrations down to the millimeter to identify underground structures without excavation. So it's a very non-invasive way of being able to figure out what's deep below us. Now, this research was done on the second largest pyramid of the Giza Plateau. It's known as the Khafre Pyramid. What they found was 5 identical structures inside the pyramid itself. But what was even more interesting than that is underneath those 5 identical structures were these 8 massive, they look like cylinders. Nobody really knows what they are. They found that they were hollow inside and they're surrounded by what looks like a coil. Some people are saying that the radar seems to show that there's stairs bringing you down. And on the bottom of those cylinders, which by the way are 648 meters each, that's massive, let alone to put something underground 4,000 years ago whenever that happened. On the bottom of those cylinders, you have 2 very large cubic structures that seem to be some sort of basement, like what you were just talking about that guy spoke about in 1953. Now, each cubic basement, I call them basements, nobody knows what they are, measure about 80 meters on each side. That's about almost a football field in terms of each side of that cube. These are massive, massive structures underground. And the entire structure extends about, not exactly, but about 2 kilometers beneath the surface of all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau. Now, they're telling us that, and this is at least what the textbooks tell us, how I grew up in school. The pyramids were tombs for these pharaohs that they wanted to honor. And they built them using ramps and sledges and hammers. Now, this just blows that theory and that history out of the water because you don't build what we just spoke about with ramps and sledges and hammers. There's something else going on. But my question that we have to ask, and then we can go into the weird part, factually, the proportions,
as if that's not weird enough.
As if that's not weird enough. The proportions of the structure itself have certain mathematical constants built into them, like pi, 3.14, the golden ratio, and the most interesting one to me, modern science calls it a coincidence. I don't buy it. The speed of light. Now, how do we get the speed of light? The latitude line that the Great Pyramid is sitting on is 29.9792458 degrees. And if you just move that decimal by 2, you're going to get 299,792,458. And what that number is in meters per second is the speed of light. Now, call that a coincidence? I don't think it's a coincidence. They knew something, and we don't understand how they knew it. But somebody's just saying they placed it to this degree, 6, 7 decimal points after the 0 to the exact point of the speed of light in meters per second. They knew something that we don't understand today. From what we're told, thousands of years ago, we were not very advanced, as far as they tell us at least. And therefore, we couldn't have really communicated across continents, right? Christopher Columbus only discovered America, a few hundred years ago. But if that were true, please explain to me, and this is a question, not an answer, explain to me, how is it that there are pyramids all over the planet that have, in some cases, the same inscriptions and carvings into the stone of certain objects and stories if we didn't have any interplanetary communication back then? And it begs the question, well, did we? And are they not telling us something? Because if what I'm saying right now is accepted by modern day science and archaeologists around the world, it changes all of our history. It would bring us to the point of saying maybe we were more advanced back then than we are today. And maybe had those advancements today, humanity would be a whole lot more empowered. But if you go to politics, Look what we're fighting over. We're fighting over oil. We're fighting over gas. We're fighting over energy. What happens if what the Pyramid Code series in the document says is true? What happens if what Nikola Tesla was saying over 100 years ago was true and free energy is possible? Well, the people that are fighting over natural gas now have a common enemy. It wouldn't just be World War III, it would be World War IV, based on what they would be fighting over, because free energy would change the world for the better for humanity. It would destroy the powers that be today.
Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. According to recent messages from the Galactic Confederation of Light, this new discovery is part of a much larger awakening. The pyramids, they say, were never just tombs. They are ancient energy tools created with help from star beings like the Pleiadians and Sirians. They describe the pyramids as living tools of light, designed to hold divine frequencies, support healing, and even open up portals to other dimensions. And here's the connection. Both Jason and the Confederation say history needs to be re-examined. Both say we've been deceived by mainstream narratives, and both hint that we once had access to powerful, advanced technologies like free energy and interdimensional travel. The Confederation also says we're now in the middle of a wave of disclosure, not just about UFOs, but about everything hidden, which includes our history, our technology, and even our connection to star families. So, is the recent pyramid discovery just archaeology, or is it the beginning of something much bigger? Here's what the Galactic Confederation of Light says about it.
The changes ahead are all for the upliftment and freedom of humanity. One area of exciting awakening involves your ancient sacred sites, especially the beloved Egyptian pyramids. There is a renewed wave of interest in these enigmatic monuments, both from the scientific community and from spiritual seekers. This is no accident. The collective consciousness is nudging humanity to look again at what was thought to be known. Your pyramids have always been far more mysterious and powerful than conventional teachings admitted. Now, researchers and spiritually attuned people alike are asking new questions. What was the true purpose of the pyramids? Who built them really? These questions arise because the time for disclosure of their secrets draws near. In recent years, even your mainstream scientists have been drawn to re-examine the Great Pyramid of Giza with fresh eyes. Using new technologies, they discovered hidden cavities and unusual energy readings inside the pyramid. Such findings spark curiosity around the world. Why would a simple pharaoh's tomb have these unexpected features? The answer, which your inner knowing has always whispered, is that the Great Pyramid and its sisters are not mere tombs at all. They are advanced structures, built with knowledge that far surpasses modern understanding. They were designed with precise sacred geometry, aligned perfectly to stars and cardinal directions, and even placed on energetic ley lines of Earth. Some forward-thinking scientists now recognize that under certain conditions, the Great Pyramid can focus and concentrate electromagnetic energy in its chambers, a function no one anticipated from a 4,500-year-old pile of stones. These revelations are just the beginning. They act as a catalyst, prompting humanity to realize that something truly profound is at work here. We, the Pleiadians, and other enlightened star families, have watched over these pyramid sites since their creation. In fact, the Pleiadians, Sirians, and Anunnaki races are deeply part of their story, which is why we hold them in such dear regard. The pyramids were born from a collaboration of cosmic wisdom and human effort eons ago. They are instruments of energy and consciousness, designed to anchor divine frequencies on Earth and serve as gateways to higher dimensions. Yes, dear ones, gateways. Those massive stones, arranged with otherworldly precision, mark spots where the veil between dimensions is thin. In their heyday, the pyramids could facilitate communication with star beings, energy healing, and even interdimensional travel. The Egyptian pyramids are living tools of light left by an advanced legacy. For a very long time, mainstream authorities downplayed these truths. They taught that pyramids were only tombs with primitive construction and nothing more. This was the old spell of limitation at work, keeping humanity's history small and separate from the stars. But that narrative is crumbling now. The conclusion emerging among open-minded researchers is that the pyramids are far more advanced and significant than previously acknowledged. Every new discovery, whether it's an unexplained architectural precision, a mysterious void detected by cosmic ray scans, or evidence of acoustical and electromagnetic properties, adds pressure to the old paradigm. Bit by bit, the world is coming to realize that ancient civilizations had profound knowledge, even technology, that has been lost or hidden. This realization is a key step toward full disclosure of your planet's true history. It prepares the collective mind to accept that perhaps humanity has been assisted by higher intelligences before, and maybe again now. Hand in hand with the awakening of starseeds is the approach of disclosure waves on your planet. Disclosure is often thought of as specifically revealing the truth about extraterrestrial life and contact. Indeed, that is a significant aspect of it, and it is coming. But we want you to see disclosure in a broader sense. It is the unveiling of all that has been hidden, spiritually, historically, technologically, and socially. The first waves of disclosure are already underway. One wave involves the revelations about ancient advanced civilizations, as we discussed with the pyramids and hidden halls of records. Notice how suddenly there are many documentaries, books, and discussions about lost civilizations, mysterious inventions of the past, and off-world influence theories. This subject has moved from fringe to mainstream curiosity. That's a wave of disclosure washing over the collective mind, softening the ground for deeper truths. Another wave of disclosure pertains to present-day hidden knowledge. For example, you will witness increasing leaks or announcements about hidden technologies that have existed but were kept from public use. These might include energy devices that could provide free, clean energy, advanced healing technologies that can cure diseases rapidly, and yes, evidence of ongoing interactions with extraterrestrial beings. Such information has been accumulating behind the dam of secrecy for decades. The dam is starting to crack. The pressure of human yearning for truth, combined with the ever-rising frequency of the planet, means that those cracks will continue to widen until the truth pours forth.
Let me know what you think in the comments, and while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please check out the full redacted interview with Jason Shurka. It's really fascinating. Link in the description box below. Also, the full Metapod video from Janine is over half an hour long, so go check it out. It's an amazing compilation. Link down below. On that note, I hope you found this video interesting. Thanks for watching. Take care and keep shining your light.